I think the thing that made me the most angry, and really what it comes down to, every word I say on this record, is where the fuck is my flying skateboard?
Are you a fan of those hover?
No, those are the fucking stupidest things I've ever seen, except for Flavor Flav.
He does rock.
He rides it on stage now.
He's awesome with that thing, man.
And it's awesome. Outside of him on one of those, they should all blow up. Personally, I'm not really trying to put any message out there. I'm just writing lyrics. I'm writing words that, I have thoughts and feelings about things going on the planet, things in my life, and I find a way to express that in the context of songs. And it's a very strange thing, but I'm not trying to spread a message. I don't care what people think truly about the lyrics, and I don't really care if people care. You know what I mean? It's so personal to me when I'm writing words. I don't know if I expect people to understand what I'm writing about, or if they really care, and why should they care about what I think about politics or what I think about the world. If I started thinking all of that when I was writing, I would never even get a song done. You know what I mean? So I just write. I just write from my gut and what I'm thinking about, and then I put it out there. I'm not trying to tell anybody anything. I don't want to preach ever to anybody about it. No matter how much I think something's right, I understand half the people out there are going to argue with me. So I'm never going to try and even start that fight. It's just from the heart and personal and looking out the window at the world I see and commenting on it, basically. And it's cathartic. It's very cathartic for me to write lyrics. If I didn't have this outlet, I'd have to find another way to express myself, hopefully in a non-violent, manner.
And nobody wants to preach to anybody. We're a band. We shouldn't be preaching to anybody. Who the hell wants that?
Yeah, it's not fun.
Just come on, man.
Take what you want from it. I mean, so much stuff. On the surface of the things, the lyrics. There is a lot of darkness in it, for sure. We live in a dark world. The world is a dark place in 2016. What's gotten better? I posed that question because I posed it to myself when I was writing lyrics on this record. What's gotten better since the last album, since Worship Music, since we finished that record? Has war gotten better? No. Has curing diseases gotten better? No. Has education gotten better? No. Are less people starving? No. The only thing that's gotten better in the last 5 years is technology. And you know why? Because there's money in technology. Yeah. There's no money in peace. There's no money in healthy people. There's no money in education. Technology gets better because there's tons of money in it. And so a lot of that goes into the thought process and of where these lyrics came from.
It's just truth, really. It's really it's honest and it's a true approach to it, and it all speaks for the band. I like what he writes in the lyrics, so I agree with a lot of them. Solos are just awesome. I mean, I kept getting just songs from Jay Rustin after Jon finished. I was just amazed every time. It just kept getting better and better. Just to now, man, I have to rewind some of the songs. It's so good. I'm so impressed with what he's done. He really raised the bar.
When we were writing, actually, and Jon started sending ideas, we actually extended lead break sections because the soloing was so good. And we've never done that before. We were like, we should give him more room here, and we'd add like another section, come up with another part, or and add more time because we just loved what he was doing. So. And then him filling holes, I would like text Jay Rustin and say, what if you play like in this section between the verses, come up with something and come up with something here and come up with something here, because we just wanted more and more of what he was doing. And that's actually the first time in the history of this band we've ever asked for more lead guitar.
That's crazy. It's great, tasty stuff. Record's not out as we speak, So we have the single out. We have Evil Twin out. So we'll play Evil Twin tomorrow night, and then we'll start backstage. We'll start rehearsing Breathing Lightning.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what's going to happen.
And then once we get that one, we'll start learning more. You
Yeah.
know, we know obviously we're gonna. You gotta believe the opening track. I'm sure will be in the set pretty soon-ish. You know, we just gotta start learning them. We've never actually gone in and rehearsed these songs. We've recorded them, but that's not like all of us playing them over and over and over again like a band, like we would do it live. So there's just a lot of details that need to get worked out on how to now. Okay, here's the recorded versions. Now, how do we do it live? Because we don't have 6 backup vocalists, and you know, we don't have 2 extra guitar players, and so that it's now just figuring out how to make it work. I would think over the next month, I'm hoping, like Breathing Lightning, and at least 1 or 2 more we'll have down.
Every tour gets harder, every record, because you have this whole other thing you want to play. And you have to mix it in with the stuff we've had, and without staying the same. You know, with mixing, I personally like to mix it up. I don't want to be the same every night, but you have to play some favorites. But it's hard. So it's a balancing act, man. It is.
Yeah, you know, if we didn't play, if we took all the, like, let's say the so-called hits out of the set and we didn't play them, you know, people would be disappointed. There are the voices out there saying, why don't you play deeper tracks off the older stuff and this and that, and we try to sometimes, but at the same time, well, that means, like, all right, if you're going to pull a deep track off of Persistence of Time, well, that means we're probably going to have to lose one of the more obvious songs. And as a band, we don't really have a problem with that. But, you know, if you base it on percentages of your audience, we've done it. You know, we've seen the audience reaction. You know, no matter how many times people say, oh, I don't really, how many more times are you going to play Caught in a Mosh? You know what happens if we don't play it? Well, then 95% of the audience is going to be bummed, you know, and then when we play the deep track, 5% of the audience is into it, and 95% of the audience is kind of, huh? So, and we've seen it. I'm not making this up.
You feel it, too. You feel it.
You know, we did it with Among the Living when we played the whole record front to back, and you'd get through the first 6 songs, and that 6th song of the record is Indians, and then we'd get into One World and Horror of It All and Imitation of Life. And as great as those songs are, and people know we're playing the whole album, the energy level would just go like this.
And you felt it on stage,
on
too.
Those last 3 songs, because they're just not as big as the other 6. And so it would be cool if we could just somehow figure out a way to, like imagine you play a show and you play everything that everyone wants to hear, and then the next night you play another smaller show where you're only playing deep tracks.
And they know about it.
You know,
and they know.
That could be something cool to try at some point, you know, just to see if it would even work. Because trust me, there's other songs we would love to play too.
But it's also their night. They're coming that night, so we play it every night. So when people come, they want to see Caught in a Mosh. It's for their night. I understand, you know, got the time, all that. I'm a fan too, so I get it. Hey, what's up? I'm Frank Bello.
And I'm Scott Ian, and we are from Anthrax. Subscribe to Louder Noise, the loudest noise on earth.